Hi, I'm Christopher Dunn again. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Atlas Large Pendant. This is going to be the 137462. Beautiful fixture. Lots of details. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the height of the fixture body. That'll be independent of the rod it's going to be hanging from. It's coming in at 19 inches. The diameter, well, it's got a width on this because you do have the metal kind of coming out on one side, but it's almost round, so 21.7 by 21.2. I'm going to call it 21-ish. So we're calling it round. And then it is round on the very bottom, just so you know. Okay, let's talk about a little bit more on this. And let's talk about the overall height, because that's going to be really important. That's the measure from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling itself. And Hubbardton Forge is going to give you lots and lots of these overall heights that you can choose from. They're going to be listed in a chart way down there in the corner. So you'll see those, and it's also going to, you'll notice on that chart, it's going to say which of these combinations of pipes you're going to use to get to those overall heights. So check that out. You know, another place to see that's going to be on the installations instructions. So let's go there now. If you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. It is going to show you lots of great information. It's going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you schematic drawings or drawings of the canopy, which is going to go on the ceiling, the inside of the fixture with the socket set up. It's going to talk about that this has a flat frosted glass diffuser that goes on the bottom, so you're not going to be able to see up into it, and a lot of people want to know that kind of thing. So take advantage of those. Those install sheets are on pretty much every page of our site, and they always are good information. Okay, so the range on this goes from 22.3 to 67.3, and that's a pretty decent range. So you could actually kind of use this as a semi-flush if you had a high enough ceiling. The cool thing about this is that it ships with 136 inches of wire, which means that if you want to go beyond that 67.3 from the ceiling down, you have a lot of wiggle room. You just have to order one or more of these kits. So the kits from Hubbardton Forge that are going to come with this, automatically you're going to get one kit. It's going to have 3 of the 12s, 1 of the 6, and 1 of the 3. And then you use them in different combinations. You can put them together with a connector. Connector has a little threading on each end, and the pipes themselves have threading on the inside. And they really just do what it says. It connects. So you screw them together, and you're good to go. They're nice, clean. You can barely even see that there's a seam there. But like I said, you can order additional kits if you need it to be longer than that 67 inches because you have a lot of wire to play with, 136 inches of wire. So drop me a quick email if you want to know more about that. So also on top of that, this is 23.2 pounds, so it's pretty light in the world of lighting. It just hangs from a normal junction box. There's no weight restriction on it. Two-tone finish. So let's talk about finish for a second. You're going to see up there it's going to say choose your finish for the fixture and then choose your finish for the accent. So on this fixture, the whole thing basically except the shade is the fixture. The domed shade is the accent. Sometimes people have contrasting finishes, which most people do, and in our showroom that's what we have. And sometimes they have the same finish. It's really up to you guys. So it's your house, so it's up to you. Okay, why don't we move on and talk about how you're going to put this together. So you're going to put a nice fluffy towel down. You're going to determine which of these you need to begin with. That's going to be pretty important. So get your ducks in a row before you try to put it together. Towel down, fixture down, wires coming out of the fixture. You're going to sneak them through these little connectors one by one. So you're going to go through a connector, you're going to go through a pipe, through a connector, through a pipe, and then you're going to eventually get out to your canopy on the ceiling, and the wires are going to come out of that. And then you just screw them together, like we said a second ago, and you kind of build your fixture up from there. Canopy up on the ceiling is a 5-inch round canopy. It's going to go over your 4-inch junction box, just like we talked about. And this is slope ceiling adaptable already to 45 degrees. If you have a slope ceiling, there's a knuckle on the top of this that bends like your finger, just like that. Bingo. So up to 45 degrees, we have you covered for slope. Very, very nice. Okay, so that kind of takes care of that stuff. Why don't we talk about what's going on inside of this? You guys always want to know about the lamping options. So it's going to be using a medium base porcelain socket facing down. So this provides a lot of task light going down. The top of the dome is open a little bit for air to rise up, because you always want to cool things by convection, basically. So there's going to be a little light going up, but most of your light is going to be task lighting coming down. That's why a lot of people put these over kitchen islands or breakfast tables, that kind of thing, because it just provides a ton of light. So that said, you can go up to 100 watts for incandescent if you want to do that. It's a dimmable fixture. Just put the right dimmer if you're going to do incandescent. If you want to do LED, it's really up to you. The recommended bulb size is a A19. This is the regular bulb that we all grew up with. And like I said, you can find this up to 100 watts out in the world. For incandescent, okay, that's going to be your limit. But if you want to do LED, you can do that too, obviously. So LEDs come in the same A19 size. They're just different types. This is a phosphorus clear one, which has little phosphorus lines and pads running through. And this is kind of an old school one that has an opaque dome on it. So there's no huge difference between these. It's more of an aesthetics and technology thing. Some people like these better. Some people like these better. Doesn't matter. And remember, your bulbs are going to be facing down. So again, doesn't matter at all. So what stuff does matter is the wattage equivalent. So we know that I know that these actually come up to 100 watt equivalent. And I think it was either Westinghouse or General Electric brand that I bought. And I bought it at Walmart, of all places, just because I'm in Vermont and there's not a lot of options here. So it was a 100 watt equivalent, warm white, 3000 Kelvin, dimmable version, and it was pretty well priced. So I would kind of check that out if you want to. But you can find these at your hardware store. Even your grocery store is going to sell these. Even CVS sells this stuff. So easy to get. Like I said, up to 100 watt equivalent. If you can find this up to 150 watt equivalent, any of these A19 bulbs, you might want to go there. The one thing you do want to do is make sure that you're doing, well, let's talk about the color temperature of the light, which is important to me. So you'll notice that they're going to be offered in either 2700 Kelvin, which is going to be super yellow light, or way on the other side is going to be called daylight, which is not warm. That is a kind of cold hospital waiting room light. That's 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin on the Kelvin scale. In the middle of all that is called warm white. That's what we like to use in our showroom. That's what I bought. And that's going to be 3,000 Kelvin. So that's the white light that's coming down on my hands here. So my choice on this would probably be 100 watt equivalent, warm white, dimmable, 3,000 Kelvin, and that should be great for you. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.